What's up, family? Danger is ahead as we push into a new week. This will actually be the last week of April, and that means that this year is going by pretty fast. Wouldn't you agree? But more importantly, a huge deadline is approaching, and we need to be aware of the possibilities of what could actually happen. In fact, we have two important deadlines coming up very soon, and I want to share those with you today. Before we get started, you already know what to do. Subscribe to the channel as well as hit that like button for us, but let's jump into the video. First on the list, we need to talk about the debt ceiling, in which they have already met the debt ceiling limit previously, and now they need to increase the debt limit in order for the government to continue to run its operations. And right now, guys, there is a standoff between those individuals in Congress. We were talking about the GOP, the Republicans, as well as the Democrats. They just can't get their act together, guys, in which they are not even talking right now. They are no longer having any negotiations surrounding raising the debt ceiling limit. And as you can see right here, guys, as the White House continues to see this particular standoff with House Speaker McCarthy, things are not going well, guys. And in fact, some people are getting concerned right now because there are no negotiations going on, in which we are talking about Social Security as well as Medicare. Those particular programs are in danger if they are unable to raise the debt ceiling, because if they are unable to do it, which means that the government will no longer be able to pay its obligations, such as Social Security benefits as well as Medicare benefits, in which the American people are afraid if this actually happens. Right now, we have a little bit of more time left to go for them to get their act together and get things on the roll again, but it is looming very quickly. Yes, guys, Americans are afraid the debt ceiling standoff may actually trigger some serious fallouts between Americans. And this is a warning message from economics, in which it says that the United States hit its $31.4 trillion debt ceiling on Thursday. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen stated this information. The debt ceiling is the amount of money that the U.S. is allocated or authorized to borrow to pay its bills. And since the government operations generally exceeds federal tax revenues, the United States may raise money by selling treasury bonds. The government can't afford to do this after hitting the debt ceiling, and that is why Americans are afraid right now. And yes, as you can see, Congress remains far from an agreement as the debt ceiling crisis continues to loom. We see this particular picture on Capitol Hill, in which this is led by the House Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, and in which he recently introduced a bill last week in regards to raising the debt ceiling limit, in which this particular bill called for an additional $1 trillion of money, but it also called for reducing by $4.5 trillion, in which GOP lawmakers were definitely excited about this particular bill, but on the Democratic side, no one was actually supporting this bill. But one thing that we do want to know is that no one on the Democratic side is even creating any type of bill. They are not even talking about it right now. And maybe that is because their leader, President Biden, has already stated that we will not negotiate in regards to raising the debt limit. This is something that should be signed by a bipartisan way, in which both parties should agree to raise this because it is our obligation. It is exactly what we have done in the past under other administrations. They have raised the debt ceiling limit whenever it was needed to, so that the government could continue on to run its business. However, right now, they are trying to negotiate this, which President Biden has already stated that he will not negotiate. So yes, guys, that is exactly where this particular standoff is coming from. However, we did get a little bit of a twist a couple of days ago, in which House Democrats are now calling for President Biden to go ahead and meet with the House Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, on the debt limit. And like I said, the debt limit plan that Kevin McCarthy introduced last week didn't necessarily go so well and get Democratic support for this, but it is prompting some messages coming directly from the House Democrats over this particular issue and this new bill that was introduced, saying that, look, when is the president going to sit down and meet with Kevin McCarthy to get negotiations on the table? So again, guys, President Biden hasn't responded yet, but this is a good thing because the Democrats are running out of time. They need to go ahead and get Biden to go ahead and sit down and at least have a discussion to figure out which direction they can go towards this particular raising the debt ceiling limit. So anyways, guys, that is exactly what we stand on the table, and the deadline is approaching, guys. Everyone is getting afraid, and everyone is marking their calendars. The deadline date is June the 15th, and like I said, debt ceiling watchers are circling this on their calendars, guys. This is the day. This is the day in which we have to get something done, or the United States could default on its obligations, which pretty much could send the economy back down into a spiral downfall, which we definitely don't want to see that, guys. I'm sure the Republicans don't want to see that, as well as the Democrats don't want to see that as well. So anyways, guys, hopefully they can get things done before the particular deadline, and we can move on as normal, continue to rack up debt as we have done in the past. So anyways, guys, I will keep you guys posted as usual. But anyways, guys, I do want to let you know about another deadline that is approaching, and this is a rather startling deadline that was introduced by the former Vice President Mike Pence. As you can see right here, that Mike Pence says that if anyone is serious about running for the 2024 presidential election, you need to enter the race by June. Yes, guys, I'm not necessarily sure if he's the one that actually makes this decision, but it looks like he is telling everybody that if you want to run, you better get in, and you better do it before June. So, guys, if you're watching this video and you are thinking about running for the next presidential bid, you might want to go ahead and get your information submitted before this particular deadline, because according to the former vice president, it is time. It is time to prepare. It is time to get initiated, and it is time to start your campaign and run towards the next president of the United States. So anyways, guys, this is going to be very interesting, because we already know that the former president is running for the presidential election, and it looks like Mike Pence might actually be running for the presidential bid as well. So they used to work under each other and work together in the White House, and now it looks like they are going to be fighting against one another. So this could get very interesting, guys. And speaking of the former president, Donald Trump, it looks like a new poll is out, guys. I know we continue to get these polls, and I don't necessarily look at them for a lot of value, but they are very interesting. And as you can see right here, guys, this particular poll that was listed on thehill.com says that 44% of Republicans don't want Donald Trump to run for re-election. Yes, it says that a new poll found that 70% of Americans, including 44% of Republicans, do not want former President Donald Trump to make a White House run in 2024. The poll, released this past Thursday from the Associated Press and the University of Chicago's Research Center, also found that 93% of Democrats and 63% of independents do not want Trump to run as well, which that particular poll is not necessarily shocking at all. But it is very shocking to see that 44% of the Republicans don't want to see the former President Donald Trump running in 2024 presidential elections. So anyways, guys, take that with a grain of salt, because these particular polls could be swayed in either direction. So for me, they are very interesting to see. But anyways, guys, last but not least, we also have another deadline, or something similar to a deadline. And that is because within the next week or so, guys, we are going to find out from the Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, whether or not he is going to raise interest rates once again. We have seen him raise them multiple times earlier this year, which has pretty much caused the economy to pretty much drop. It has caused big S&P 500 companies to end up laying off thousands of employees, and it has also caused the American people to be fearful of exactly what could actually happen. With people losing their jobs, don't have enough money to put on the table for food, things are getting very worrisome for millions of Americans, especially those individuals that are on fixed incomes, such as the Social Security program, as well as Medicare program and SNAP EBT program. But anyways, guys, the question right here on the screen says, how much more will the Fed raise interest rates in 2023? And yes, guys, like I said, they are going to be having a meeting next week, I believe around May the 2nd or 3rd. The Fed chairman, Jerome Powell, is going to come out and let the American people know whether or not he is going to have another interest rate hike again. And this particular time is going to be projected around 0.25% basis points. So anyways, guys, that is definitely coming up very soon. And just a little bit of statistics, we do have information that says that about 86% of people believe that the interest rate hike is going to be around 0.25%, and 14% of people think that there is actually going to be a pause on raising the interest rates, which is a good thing, guys, because that is very promising, which means that things are going in the right direction according to the Fed chairman. But again, guys, inflation is still high. We are still sitting at inflation around 5%. Core inflation is still sitting at around 5.6%. But anyways, guys, the Fed chairman, he rather prefer to focus on the core inflation. Like I said, that is 5.6%. And the result so far for the core inflation is still not going that well, guys. But for the regular inflation, it is looking to be improving just a little bit overall. So again, guys, it looks like there is a 86% chance that the interest rates are being raised next week for the first week of May by 0.25 percentage points. And again, guys, in regards to raising the interest rates coming up again in June, it looks like the odds are very low. 20% believe that they are going to pause the interest rates for the month of June. And then for July, the market is dead set on the Fed chairman pausing all interest rates for the remaining of this year. But again, guys, we necessarily won't know anything until we hear directly from the Fed chairman on the first week of May. So again, guys, once we get that information, I will keep you guys posted. Make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. And I hope all this information in this video was helpful to you today. Well, anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. But feel free to check out some of the items down below, because there are a few ways for you to be able to earn some free money, especially with Rakuten, which is my favorite cashback application in which you can get money back from shopping at the stores that you already shop at. And right now, for new customers, they are giving you $30 for free after you make your first purchase at your favorite store. How easy can it get, guys? Also, you can get the Amazon Prime membership for free for 30 days. Anyways, if you are interested, those links will be down below. But anyways, if you enjoyed today's content and you want to see more, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. It's totally free. And if you like today's video, then go ahead and hit the like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.